What do I do when husband constantly answers for wife, interrupts her, and takes over the conversation?
I have process conversations with him and I turn to him and say, right. I hear you. And it sounds like you want to say more and you're ready to say more. In the interest of keeping the session fair and balanced, I do watch the clock. I really do need to hear from your wife. And then I'll turn to her and say, wife, please share. This was my question. Your husband started answering, but I actually need to hear your experience and your words. And I would just have to be very active, talk process, wonder for him how risky it is to come to therapy, how brave he is to come, how vulnerable or not he feels coming. It could be a control thing, which, control is how people get a version of safety. We actually have to see if he can follow your lead to building safety a whole other way rather than just him being controlling. It just goes back to process. We just have all kinds of need to track process with our clients and ask them to follow our leads. I need less content. I need you to catch yourselves when you're going to content if I can catch you also. You need to be able to say really gently, but really clearly, husband, I need you actually not to try to answer for your wife. How would it be not to answer for your wife? You get scared, you get concerned, it's uncomfortable for you. And I would love to have that process conversation with him about what comes alive when he imagines not answering for his wife.
It's really interesting. One of the big lessons I've gotten out of these office hours is this idea of making process comments. It's almost you need to make the dilemma explicit.
I love that. That's even better, Jen. That's more specific.
So even every question that all of, you all participants are asking are questions that you can present in some way to the clients so that you can talk about your stuck place with them, of course, in a non-shaming way.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to be the magician behind the curtain, right? We don't have to be the wizard behind the curtain.
I love your words. Make the dilemma explicit. We're in a bind here. And then I want to add what Sue's taught us all is reflect your observation. We're in a bind here. I just heard you say this, and I just heard the other partner say that, and I feel torn, and this is a big moment. We've got to slow down. Make the dilemma explicit because it's actually not the clinician's issue to solve the dilemma.
Thank goodness.
It's not up to us. And sometimes I think we get caught thinking they're coming here for us to solve their dilemma.
Yeah, right.
And I like saying, if only an outsider like me could attempt to solve your dilemma, it just wouldn't be fair for me to think I could. And instead, we actually have to create safety to do a process that revises your experience of this dilemma. And my expertise and what I
love that. Sorry, go ahead, Kathryn. I should have interrupted. My expertise
is in providing the safety and structuring a conversation so we have the chance of revising your dilemma. We don't have to solve it, and we can't. And if we find ourselves getting caught in trying to solve it, we're getting caught in content, and we're in the echoes of content, and we are going to run out of options, and we are going to get stuck just because content is full of dead ends.
It's full of dead ends.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's great. For more hot tips on emotionally focused therapy, go to theeftcafe.com and sign up for our newsletter where you will receive short little clips like the one you just watched.